and thank you for tuning in to this edition of Reporter's Notebook. I am joined today by a new reporter, brand new, fresh face. Can you please tell us what you do, Mr. Ford Sanders?
Yes, hello everybody. My name is Ford Sanders, and like Victoria said, I'm a new reporter here at WNCT. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. Always got to throw that in there, but I'm super excited to be in Greenville and help serve this community and kind of immerse myself in here.
Right, and so this is your second day, right?
Yes, second day. Love it so far, so that's good.
How long have you been in Greenville so far?
So it was weird. So right before Christmas, I came and moved in for a little bit. So It was like a week before I went back for Christmas. So this is like my technically like 8th day here.
Okay.
Like 4th or 5th consecutive. So yeah.
And have you ever been in Greenville before?
Never.
What about North Carolina?
Never. And I'm from Tennessee. Okay. I feel like I should have branched out. Not fair. I went to the Highlands of North Carolina, but it like borders Tennessee, so it like barely counts.
Okay. Well, what have you thought so far about the area?
I love it. Something about North Carolina that I really like is the mountains, the cities, and then the beach. So I've really enjoyed like being here, and then also getting to see our communities out there in New Bern and Washington and get on that water. So other thing is everyone here is really nice.
Yes,
and that's a great generalization to put on this state. I've met the nicest people here. So
I totally agree with you on the fact that like everyone that I've met, it seems to be so welcoming and incredibly generous with their time, just with everything that they kind of do in everyday life.
Yeah.
What are some things that you were looking forward to? What kind of stories are you looking forward to reporting, and what sort of topics interest you? Yeah,
so I was definitely telling you earlier, like feature stories are some of my favorites. I think especially with how nice people are here, that makes me want to learn more about them and their stories. So I definitely want to dive deeper into people and their businesses, people and their everyday lives, and just kind of dig deeper into that. But I'm also excited to, branch out on my stories as well and cover some breaking news and stuff like that. But I think the people here have a lot to offer, so I'm excited for that.
Right. And so so we talked about what you're interested in doing. We talked about where you're from. Is this your first job as a career journalist?
Yeah, kind of. I worked at another CBS affiliate in Knoxville, Tennessee as a digital reporter and news producer, digital news producer. So it was a lot more, instead of getting to do the awesome digital reporter stuff, I did a lot of article writing, which is so cool to me. But this is the first time I'm really going to be on air and stuff. So. And
have you had any sort of anxieties? How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I think I always have anxiety.
Same.
24/7. But what's really made me happy is seeing how nice all of you are and how helpful everyone's been so far. That kind of helps flush that away because Tree, who I already love, has been just, it's like he can be intense, but in the best way. It's like he's just ask the questions. So that's kind of helped my anxieties, and yeah, I'm just more excited.
Yeah.
So
and I can definitely feel that energy right now with our conversation.
Thank you.
Yes, exactly. So before we wrap up this edition of Reporter's Notebook, let us I'm trying to think of an interesting question that can give us some insight into who you are. Okay, wait. I think I have a pretty good question. Okay. What kind of food do you like?
Okay, this is gonna be so basic, but I love Southern food. But let me tell you about a food that I discovered last week.
Last week here in North Carolina?
No, 2 weeks ago. I was still in Nashville.
Okay.
Need to find one here. It's a hot pot restaurant. Have you been to one of those?
Is it like Korean barbecue?
Yes.
I love Korean barbecue.
Hot pot's in front of you. You get your own broth, and then you got your Korean barbecue and all of the stuff. So that's something that to me, I'm like, wow, that's out of my box. I like my mac and cheese and my fried chicken and stuff. But I went there and I was like, I love this. And it's so fun too. So
okay, wait. Best fast food chicken restaurant. Zaxby's, Bojangles. Well, what's your preference?
I worked at Zaxby's for 3 years, from 15 to 18, so I'm going with Zaxby's.
Okay, so
I'm going hard, yes, Zaxby's.
That's interesting. I've never had here's a little interesting little tidbit. I've never had Zaxby's or Bojangles, but I worked at Chick-fil-A. So
are you okay? We're going. Okay, we'll go tomorrow.
Something like that. All right.
Chick-fil-A's bomb.
Chick-fil-A's bomb. Their chicken minis are amazing.
Love it.
Another reporter, Aaron Dean, loves their chicken minis.
He had it today, and I was like,
I
need that.
We were all smelling that in the newsroom.
Yes.
Exactly. Okay, all right. You're making me hungry, so I'm going to wrap up this interview and go get some dinner. All right. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us on this edition of Reporter's Notebook. You will soon see Ford on your TV, on the web, on the social medias. So thank you, everyone, and I hope everyone has an amazing evening.